With the Euros getting closer and closer, the first game is on Friday. So let me predict all of the scores that I think are going to be in the opening match week for Euro 2024. Starting off with our hosts, Germany in Group A. They will face Scotland, a country very excited to get to this Euros in the first place, but I don't think it will be enough and Germany will win 2-0. Then moving on in the same group to Hungary versus Switzerland. Now, I've got a funny feeling that Hungary are going to do something at this Euros. I'm not too sure why. They've got Dominic Szoboszlai from Liverpool and Kirkes from Bournemouth, who's had a pretty good season. But I just have a weird feeling that they're going to shock us a little bit. They're not going to win it, but they may be our dark horses for the tournament. And because of that, I'm going to go with Hungary 2, Switzerland 1. Then into Group B, you've got Italy versus Albania. Now, Italy obviously being the holders of the tournament after beating England at Wembley back in 2021, and Albania being the whipping boys of the so-called Group of Death. I think Italy will win 3-0 very comfortably. And on the other side of this Group of Death for Albania, you've got Spain versus Croatia. This one I feel is going to be quite tight. It won't be goalless, but I could see a 1-1 draw. Group C, England's group. But first of all, I'm not going to be talking about England. I'm going to be talking about Slovenia versus Denmark. Now, in the last Euros, Denmark got all the way to the semi-finals and lost in extra time to England. But in the World Cup, they managed to get grouped. So I'm not really sure what to expect, but I still think Denmark will win this game 3-1. And for the game I'm most excited for, England versus Serbia. England obviously being the finalists in 2021, making the quarterfinals in the World Cup, Harry Kane missing that penalty. But this time I feel like we have to go again on German soil and we're going to kick it off with a 2-0 win. Moving into Group D, you've got Poland versus the Netherlands. Now, Poland qualified through the playoffs after beating Wales in the final on penalties in their own backyard. But all this may not mean a lot, as I do think the Netherlands will win 3-1. And on the other side of Group D, you've got Austria versus one of the favourites, France. 2022 World Cup finalists, runners-up to Argentina. But this time, I think France will want to bounce back and definitely try and win this tournament, starting with a 2-0 win over Austria. Next up in Group E, you've got Romania versus Ukraine. Now, Ukraine qualified like Poland through the playoff system, and I do think this time it will pay off, and Ukraine will win 2-0. On the other side of Group E, you've got Belgium versus Slovakia. The once known golden era of Belgium is truly starting to fade away. The likes of Thibaut Courtois, Eden Hazard and Kevin De Bruyne. Hazard having already retired and is now playing in Soccer Aid. But I still think Belgium will beat Slovakia 2-1. And finally, in Group F, I think we'll be given our first goalless draw between Turkey and Georgia, considering that Georgia qualified through the playoffs after beating Greece on penalties, and Turkey really aren't known for anything special, so I think it will just end a 0-0 draw. So our last game of the Euro 2024 Match Day 1 group stage will end with Portugal versus the Czech Republic. The Czech Republic having Thomas Souček and Velimir Kufal, and not to forget Patrick Schick, who won the Bundesliga with Bayer Leverkusen. And then Portugal having some superstars as well, obviously being Cristiano Ronaldo, Rafael Leao, Bruno Fernandes, a pretty good squad. And because of this, I think Portugal will win 2-0 to kickstart their campaign. So, adding up all those scores and results from match week 1, here is what the group tables will be looking like. So, starting off in Group A, the host Germany are on top, just above Hungary, and then Switzerland, and then Scotland at the bottom. Then in Group B, the group of death, Italy on top, above Spain and Croatia, and finally, Albania. Then into Group C, Denmark on top, above England, just on goals scored, and Slovenia above Serbia on goals scored again. Into Group D, you've got the Netherlands on top, just above France on goals scored, and then Poland just above Austria by the same rule. Group E, Ukraine on top, above Belgium on goal difference, followed by Slovakia and Romania. And finally, in Group F, Portugal at the top, followed by Turkey, Georgia and the Czech Republic. So let me know what you think about my predictions in the comments below, anything you would change, and any other teams that you think could be the possible dark horse for the Euros.